In today's video lesson, we're going to take a look at Le Chatelier's principle, which addresses what happens when a stress is put onto a system. We'll take a look at different types of stresses that could be put on a system and discover what changes will be made in response to those. So the impact of stress. When stress is applied to a system at equilibrium, the system will readjust to offset that stress. And stress is any imposed factor which upsets the balance between the forward and reverse reactions. So it could be a change in temperature, a change in pressure, and so on. So the first stressor we'll take a look at is a change in concentration. So if you increase the concentration of the reactants, that's going to cause a stress that will be relieved by an increase in the concentration of products. And that kind of makes sense. If you have more reactants, you're going to need to make some more products so that you can come up with a balance again. If you increase the concentration of products, that will cause the concentration of reactants to increase to offset the stress until it meets equilibrium again. So if we looked at this first example, it's asking what would happen if extra ammonia is added to the following reaction. So ammonia is a product, so if we add more product, it's going to shift to the reactant side. So the reaction is going to shift to the left. If we change the temperature, it depends on what type of reaction is occurring, whether it's an exothermic or endothermic reaction. So if the system is cooled, it will try to warm itself, so it will shift in the direction of the heat term. And if the system is heated, the equilibrium will shift in the direction away from the heat term. So in this example, we're being asked what will happen if the system was cooled. So remember, it's going to shift to the direction of the heat term to warm things up. So in this case, because the heat term is on the product side, the reaction will go to the right. And more product will be made. If we're taking a look at gas volume, that means that we're changing the pressure in the system. So if we decrease the volume of a gaseous system, the pressure is going to increase, and that will shift the equilibrium in the direction of the fewer molecules. So in this example, what would happen if the system decreased in volume? So in that case, you have 1 plus 3, so 4 molecules on the reactant side, but only 2 molecules on the product side. So that means that the reaction will shift to the right. So catalysts, do they affect the rate, or is it considered a stress? So catalysts don't affect the position of chemical equilibria, because they impact both the forward and the reverse reaction by the same degree. So catalysts do not have an impact on shifting the reaction to the left or the right.